as he reported his apologies. Distant, detached, blank. Just as she was beginning to doze off, her head softly crackling on the open newspaper, her mother burst into the front room, her heels stomping like slippered hammers on the wooden boards. "Get your coat on, Kay, we're going out. Get your sister's coat on." 5 minutes later, as they sat in the back of the car blowing steam in the freezing air and giggling nervously, the two girls still had no idea where they were going, or why. As the engine turned over from gear to gear, in rhythm with the car's regular surges, their nervousness began to subside. Kay's hand still held the warm ache where her sister had been squeezing it. She put it in her lap. The night outside the window seemed sharp and clear, and the mostly white lights in the houses they passed shone with a direct intensity. Her window, by contrast, kept fogging up with her breathing. She moved her face around the glass as far as she could reach, but it was no use. As the car jolted through some lights and then curved down the hill, Elle fidgeted with her foot. Their mother barked from the front seat. "Eloise, stop it! We'll be out of the car in 2 minutes." "But I have something in my boot. It's uncomfortable." Kay turned to the window again. She counted the street lamps as they passed, numbering them by their glows on the silvery ground, still frosty from the night before. Her left eye was now growing ridiculously tired. Or maybe it was the funny flatness of seeing with just one eye. Because in the center of the circle of light cast by every lamp, she was sure she could make out a little circular shadow on the ground. Maybe it was just the wisps of foggy breath still clinging to the glass. She was tempted to open her other eye to check, but then she thought if she did, and the little dark circles were gone, would that prove that they weren't there? Or that they were? Sometimes, when you looked right at a star, you couldn't see it, but if you squinted or looked away, you could. And stars were there. Otherwise, how would you wish on them? And then, all at once, she knew where they were going, and why her mother hadn't answered her questions. The car pulled up and stopped outside the familiar gate. Kay went rigid in her seat, feeling her spine arch cold against the comfortable scoop of the fabric behind her. For her part, Elle was obviously disappointed. "I don't want to go to Dad's work," she whined, and kicked her grumpy and uncomfortable boot for emphasis against the seat in front of her. A night porter sat on duty behind the window at the gate. An old, solid man, stiff and knotted as a fardel of wood, with a curve to his thick back and a white handlebar moustache hanging over a square-set jaw. Kay had never seen him before, but as he shuffled to his feet, she recognized the white shirt, black trousers and waistcoat as the uniform of the university's porters. The gate opened and he waved them through into the parking lot, but then hobbled out of his dimly lit room, down the steps and after the car. He seemed to guess where they would park, because Kay saw him making directly for the spot as her mother doubled round a set of spaces and then reversed back in. He moved with a deliberate and stilted pace, but he still got there just as they were opening the doors. "Can I help you?" he said to Kay's mum. It was a soft voice he had, not the sort of rough bark common to university porters. It sounded the way a flannel felt, dense, light, and warm, and to Kay it was like a kind, extended hand. Yet he stood with his hands dug in his pockets, his fingers working slowly within the fabric, as if turning over coins. Kay's mum was pulling Elle